A career lieutenant and firefighter paramedic died in an electrical fire in a four-story residential structure built on a significant slope. Six companies and three command chiefs dispatched from a career department of 44 stations, 1,400 uniformed members running approximately 110,000 emergency calls annually. Upon arrival, light smoke was showing, and the seat of the fire was still unknown.
Incident command structure. Engine 26, which is the first engine to arrive, contained the victim number 1, which is a lieutenant, a driver operator, a firefighter paramedic, which is victim number 2. Engine 11 contained a lieutenant, a driver operator, and 2 firefighters. Engine 24 contained a lieutenant, driver operator, and a firefighter. Truck 11 contained a captain, driver operator, and 3 firefighters. Truck 15 contained a captain, driver operator, 3 firefighters. Battalion Chief 6, which is the initial IC, Battalion Chief 9, which is assigned to fire attack, Battalion Chief 10, which is initially canceled by DC 3, then it was recalled. Rescue Squad 1 contained a captain, a driver operator, and 2 firefighters. Medic 74 contained a paramedic and an EMT. And then Division Chief 3, which is the overall IC, arrived. And then Engine 32 contained a lieutenant, driver operator, and 2 firefighters. The building layout. The incident involved a 4-story residential building. The structure was built on a steep hillside. The structure had 2 stories above street level and 2 below, as seen on the diagram. As you can see, the first floor had 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a garage. The second floor contained multiple common areas, a kitchen, balcony, and a roof deck located over the garage. The basement, which was on the first floor below the street level, contained a large living area and had a large utility area and a balcony. The final level was a sub-basement, which was only accessible by an exterior door located on the Bravo side of the building.
Engine 26 is first to arrive on scene, parking just north of the structure. They report light smoke and a working fire, making entry through the front door on the A side of the structure with a 1 3/4 inch hose line. Battalion Chief 6, the initial incident commander, and District Chief 3 acknowledge the transmission. Engine 24 is the second to arrive and parks just south of the structure, followed by Truck 11 on the AB corner of the structure. Engine 11 arrives on the north end of the structure, supplying 2 3-inch lead lines to Engine 26, who is already in the structure with a 1 3/4 inch hose line. Battalion Chief 6 arrives and parks just north of Engine 26. Battalion Chief 9 arrives on scene and is assigned Fire Attack Group per protocol as second due Battalion Chief. Rescue Squad 1 parks south of Battalion Chief 9, and Truck 15 parks on the north end near Engine 11. The incident commander radios Engine 11 to take a 1 3/4 inch hose line down the B side exterior stairs to make entry through the subgrade door. Battalion Chief 9 then follows Engine 26 hose line through A side of the door, making contact with Engine 26 in the hallway near the entrance to the garage and stairway to the basement. Engine 26 reported the fire must be below him. Battalion Chief 9 stated they would attack the B side structure and exited the front door, but as Battalion Chief 9 exited, Engine 26 did not follow. District Chief 3 arrives on scene and takes command and assigns Rescue Squad 1 and Engine 24 to team up. Rescue Squad 1 splits up their team per protocol when working with an engine company. 2 members from Rescue Squad 1A went to the first floor, and 2 members from Rescue Squad 1B went to the second floor. Battalion Chief 9 forces entry on the B-side structure at the basement level down the wooden stairs, allowing Engine 11 to advance their hose line into the basement. They report heavy smoke and request a second line on the B side. Engine 32, originally assigned as the Rapid Intervention Crew, was quickly reassigned to back up Engine 11 with a 1 3/4 inch hose line. Rescue Squad 1A tried to meet up with Engine 24 in the garage, but had no success due to obstructions and extreme heat conditions. Battalion Chief 6 notices a change in smoke behavior from gray to dark smoke, lofting pressure speed, and medium to heavy volume that was coming out of the garage. Rescue Squad 1A and Engine 24 exit the garage. Rescue Squad 1A moves to the B-side structure, and Engine 24 joins Battalion Chief 6. The incident commander communications to Engine 26 was still ineffective and thought Engine 26 was on the hose line with Battalion Chief 9. The incident commander assigns Battalion Chief 6 and Engine 24 to the second floor and teams up with Truck 11 and Rescue Squad 1B. Truck 11 was instructed to stay at the front door to feed hose line to the advancing team. The team was limited visibility due to severe conditions of soot and smoke, even with Battalion Chief 6 using a thermal imaging camera. The incident commander assigns Truck 15 to the roof for vertical ventilation. Rescue Squad 1A radios command that they are going to conduct a primary search after Engine 11 knocks down the large contents room fire. Engine Crew 24 Lieutenant followed Engine 26's hose line and finds a downed firefighter on the first floor at the top of the stairs to the basement, while Engine Crew 24's firefighter paramedic finds a second victim a few feet away just past the doorway in the hallway. Once the incident commander was informed, they were rushed to the hospital, requesting 2 medic units. Shortly after, the incident commander requests a second alarm.
Lessons learned. Number 1. A below-grade hillside structure fire needs to be treated like a basement fire. The best tactics are to use on-level doors for a direct attack. It is important to know when horizontal ventilation is introduced, stairwells turn into chimneys for heat and smoke. Number 2. Proper size up prior to entry. A full 360-degree size up prior to entry was not performed. The side B door would have been an option for first entry. It is possible more knowledge could have been gathered from the resident bystander as to the location of the fire and accessibility into the structure. Number 3. Staffing levels. The NFPA recommends 4 firefighters for an engine. Engine 26 only had 3 firefighters. There was a lack of a chief's aide to assist in the radio calls and personnel tracking. There was a lack of an incident safety officer to analyze the situation continuously for safety hazards, as well as a lack of a personnel accountability officer or a resource status officer separate from the incident commander. Number 4, personnel accountability. A personnel accountability officer could have been tracking where Engine 26 was during the fire attack. There was an assumption Engine 26 was fine and with Battalion Chief 9. A personnel accountability officer would have known Engine 26 stayed on the main stairwell prior to the side B ventilation. Number 5. Ensure operations are coordinated with consideration for the effects of horizontal ventilation. After the investigation was determined the fire was below Engine 26, the tactic of attacking through side B door was agreed upon. After receiving no new orders, Engine 26 stayed in the path of the heat from the horizontal ventilation. Number 6. Radio calls. Engine 26 was unresponsive to radio calls and should have been accounted for. No mayday was heard from Engine 26. There is a need to call a mayday when faced with a life-threatening situation. Battalion Chief 6's mayday was overridden by dispatch. When a mayday is called, all unnecessary radio calls need to cease to analyze the situation.
In conclusion, due to the events that unfold, 2 firefighters lost their life. With a tragic ending to this fire, we can use what happened as a lesson to try and prevent similar situations happening in the future.